crew members can just camp out. And if you've ever seen any of the photos from back in the shuttle days, when we would have 7 people in a relatively small enclosure, you can just essentially strap your sleeping bag to the wall, and that's your bed for the evening.
Yeah, so essentially in space, your body doesn't really have a reference to determine what is up and what is down, aside from what you can determine visually. So in the case of whenever they're sleeping, their body can't really feel laying down. They just feel being in their seat. So while, like Dan said, the seats do actuate so that they're in launch position or landing position where the entire seat is basically moving 40 degrees this way or that way, they don't necessarily recline out like a recliner chair would. So, although I'm sure that would also be very comfortable. Our next question coming to us again from Twitter using the hashtag #AskNASA. Can you talk about the recovery ship? Absolutely, Rose. Like I mentioned before, this is the second opportunity that we've had to highlight the recovery team, given the fact that our water landings and needing to retrieve a crew is very new to our company here. We're very excited to be able to highlight that team now for the second time on our webcast. The recovery team, the recovery ship is, there are actually 2 of them. We have one that is capable of assisting recoveries on the west coast of Florida, and that's the Go Navigator. That's what we will be using for today's recovery. There's also the Go Searcher, which is located on the east coast for east coast landings. They are identical, and they are able to be staffed, fully staffed, not only for recovery operations, but for medical as well.
SpaceX Dragon, we're putting the grab sample container collection in work.
Okay, SpaceX copies. Grab sample container collection in work. Good luck.
And that right there, they'll occasionally...
And so it'll be serial number 2088.
Okay, SpaceX copies serial number 2088.
That exchange right there real quick. The crew members on board Dragon, something they do on board the station as well, take occasional air samples. You heard them call it the grab sample, where they're basically taking these samples and sealing them up, and then they just get assessed back down on the ground. You're just constantly looking for what kind of atmosphere your crew members are in, as when you're in a spacecraft, it's an enclosed environment, so you have to worry about everything that gets put into that atmosphere stays there. So things like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, any other contaminants can build up in an enclosed space and eventually become hazardous. So we have to have a lot of systems to help constantly scrub or clean those things out from the atmosphere, and we'll do these grab samples just to make sure that they're basically doing their job.
Yeah. Going back to Rose's question coming to us from Twitter using the hashtag #AskNASA, asking us to talk about the recovery ship. Yes, so we have 2 identical recovery ships or vessels. Specifically to our recovery today, we are utilizing Go Navigator for our Gulf